welcome to everyone. I think specifically thanks to our sponsors for the event, particularly Netstar, Microsoft, and I'll mention the others as I go along. I think now what is important is to invite the executive chairperson of the ICT Summit, namely Mr. Mutsi Mfuleni, who also happens to be the chairman of the Nelson Mandela Bay Innovation Hub, up to the podium to do the welcome. Mr. Mfuleni, thank you.
Thanks, Darrell. So we decided to come here this year because of the PGA, and the CEO of the PGA is seated at the back there, Ivano Fikalbi. Ivano, maybe just wave. And together with one of the PGA partners and stakeholders from the Diners Club, seated next to Ivano, and thanks for really joining us. So the PGA has put together the tournament to be hosted here, working with the Eastern Cape Tourism and Parks, supported by Eastern Cape Economic Development and Environmental Affairs, headed by Ms. Miki Mama, who is an avid golfer. I was seated with her at the Prize Giving last night, and at least she got something because there were two beautiful ladies that played yesterday. I think let's put a round of applause again for them. So we really are grateful to them, but the people really who have made all of this thing to happen, to get everybody here, is ECPTA, the Eastern Cape Tourism and Parks Agency. Their chief marketing officer is here. Ulihle seated there. Ulihle, just wave. And thank you again. No, that's very cold. Thank you so much. So these are really the people who are behind what is. These are the people that when the vision of the golfers put together, we presented the idea to them, and they love the location, and we are here this first year around. We're going to be engaging with them for other years to come, and as the custodian of the partnership, and then they will continue to guide us as we want the benefit to be for the entire province. But we think that this time around, we've chosen a beautiful destination. And I think that we chose a nice restaurant today for this broadcast. And I'll explain and talk about the broadcast shortly. So what we decided to do, this idea of the CIO Roundtable is an annual initiative. This is the fourth year we are doing it. It rotates around the country and the Eastern Cape province. Last year, due to COVID, we did a hybrid. We completely hosted the event from television studios at Pomakapa, formerly known as Bay TV, which is on DSTV channel 260. So these proceedings are a hybrid that have a live broadcast. So all the activities that are happening here, we've now gone live on the DSTV channel 260 broadcast. And so that's the first part. The second part is that the national audience is connecting via television, and the other audience is connecting via Microsoft Teams. Now, last year, we had a record participation of 1,000 virtual delegates. So you must not be, look at the numbers in the physical venue, because we chose a smaller venue. We're still COVID sensitive as a company, but the bigger audience is the virtual audience that we target through our campaigns. The team's RSVP list for that is excellent, and we hope that the television coverage will add to what SuperSport is already doing nicely through golf to what is happening in this part of the world. Let me take this time to really appreciate the partners that we have brought on board for this initiative, in particular Microsoft and Mr. Majibi, who is a known person in the industry. Those who have worked in the regulatory space in the industry would see some of his participation. I think the last time we physically met together, we were at the World Economic Forum, and immediately after that, COVID happened. So it's great to see you here, Bele. Bele is a Eastern Caper, so it's good to see Eastern Cape executives who lead these global companies coming here. And I think I must put emphasis, there is no Microsoft office in the Eastern Cape. So this is Joburg representation. So we really appreciate you coming. Secondly, we would like to thank the Altron group of companies that are here that have joined us. We've got Cybertech, we've got Nexus, we have Netstar. Netstar are my good friends. I've been doing some stuff with them in Nelson Mandela Bay. And our intentions really for bringing this thing is to bring young people in the area here who are in the ICT space so that we begin to create the spillage and the economic opportunities that the PGA Championship is bringing to this part of the world, so that alongside golf, there can be some deal making that we are doing. Secondly, we would like to thank the speakers who have opted for attending physically. The speakers, we have two sets of speakers. Some will be presenting virtually through the TVs that have been provided, and some will be presenting in the venue. But for me, I think one of the big speakers that I must acknowledge that are here is the CEO of Centec. Many of you may not know, Centec is the company that looks after the satellites we have as a country. I think that's the bigger part that people don't know. And secondly, they are the ones who make sure that our communication infrastructure from SAPs and defense is intact, but more importantly, that my grandmother can still listen to a favorite show on her radio on Mhlobo Wenene. So he makes sure that we have the radio footprint. And thanks, Teto, for attending. And also Emeher for also his attendance here from the Alton Group family. We also really appreciate you coming to attend in person so that you can spend some money here in this beautiful place, and then we can sustain some jobs that have been affected by COVID. I had a guy from Mimecast last night. I think he probably had too much to drink. I've not seen him here this morning. He was saying to me, he's traveled a bit. He's never seen a place with so much alcohol selection like this place. So his late coming explains that he was really making use of the alcohol selection last night. And I think some of us are joining him later on in the day. We must leave some money here. And Fezeka Mabusela will be very happy to see us spending. Fezeka is seated right there. She's responsible for economic development in Kouga. So this is the lady that is making sure she's working with us to really make sure that we stayed through the PGA Championship, the economy in this part of the world. Also, I'd like to thank Penny, another Gautenga that's joined us. She's seated there. She's from Netstar. She really enjoyed herself at the prize giving last night. And it's good to have you here. So, colleague, for TV time, so I am not going to say much more, then allow the presentations to flow. And we want to thank in advance the technical team that has the responsibility for all the connections and this venue for being a great host to us, and to all the other guests that have joined us who played in the championship last night. I see Mr. Mpulu as well as Mr. Sikwesha. Welcome all of you, colleagues. It's a great pleasure to have you here. Let the conversation begin. Let me hand over to the TV and the presenter to then take through the program. Please have fun, enjoy Kouga. They gave us a great welcome last night. Mayor-elect spoke very well. All the speakers spoke very well. So we promise you, Fezeka, we will spend. In fact, I spent already last night by doing a COVID test in Humansdorp. You see now. So it is already working. And when I talk to you privately, I will tell you how much money we're leaving in this venue. Compliments of all the people here. So thanks, Fezeka, for joining us. Over to you, Mr. D.
I always believe Mutsi has missed his calling. He should be a pastor. He speaks so openly and freely. Thanks, Mutsi. Thanks.